For today's episode of Guest Practices, I welcome Chandra Kant. CK is co-founder and CEO of Akulmach Technologies based in New Delhi, India. CK has worked all around the world in the corporate space and is one of an increasing number of that generation who are voting to leave, set up their own businesses and work on their own terms. He's embraced this philosophy and brought technology together with the human touch to support founders and small businesses as they go through their first and second phases of growth. We'll learn more about that during our discussion, as well as understanding his impressive line of online videos and interviews that he produces each week from subjects ranging in business to life to government and more. Hello and welcome to this week's episode of Guest Practices. I'm delighted to welcome Chandra Kant, who is the founder of Akulmach Technologies from New Delhi in India. CK, welcome.
It is my pleasure, Jeremy. I'm very happy to be with you today.
Well, it's great to have you. And of course, our roles are reversed a little bit in this. I have been your guest on some of your videos, which we will come to, but it would be great for people that don't know you. Could you please introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about Akulmach Technologies and what the business is about?
Certainly, Jeremy. I have been a professional in the corporate world for about 27 years, and I have lived in many countries previously in my job. I have gone around the world many times. So, I was thinking, I was burning out myself and I was not adding any creativity to myself. So I decided to call it quits and started this company 3 years back with the intention to help other startups and SMEs to help them sell better and faster. So although the company is called Akulmach Technologies, it is headquartered out of New Delhi, and we have 2 offices to cover the Indian market primarily. But we work with startups and SMEs across the world. We support close to about 1,500 clients. Majority of them, almost 50%, are Indian startups and SMEs, and rest are spread across North America and Israel. There are a few here and there, but we help them with their global strategy in terms of selling their services, solutions, finding new clients, and also giving them strategy, what they should do, what they should not do, and also help them with the changing scenarios. So I think this is our core business. In terms of what exactly we do in terms of services, there are a few clients where we actually work as their internal people. So they can rely on us as the entire marketing division outsourced to us. So in that category, we have about 7 to 8 companies that we directly work as their contract employees. And these are primarily in India. We don't have an overseas client. However, we work with a lot of overseas companies in terms of helping them to promote their offerings using the power of social media. So I think I don't want to make my boring monologue any longer, but I try to explain my company in the minimum words possible.
Well, it's fascinating, CK, because you represent, alongside myself, actually, I put myself in this category, an increasing number of Generation Xers who have chosen to leave the corporate world, trust their own abilities and ways of working, setting up their own businesses to support others and looking at the global landscape, not just the local landscape, embracing the technologies to do that and so on. So I can really understand how that has given you a platform to move forward. And I do have a supplementary question, because many of our viewers who are listening or watching this may not know the speed and the accelerated nature of the Indian startup market. Maybe you can just explain a little bit about that and how exciting it's become, and maybe some of these unique things that are being innovated within the system.
I think that's a very good question, Jeremy. So India primarily is famous for producing techies. So there are a lot of technology related work when it comes to India. I think it's outsourced. In fact, if you look at the automobile industry, there are 21 car manufacturers including some of these British large manufacturers who are actually using Indian workforce to produce their cars, and these cars are sold world over. So I don't want to name any brand, but I think it's very clear. At the same time, the outsourced IT industry in India is over $150 billion every year. The Indian technology workforce, which is supporting a lot of countries' initiatives, whether it is Japan or US or UK, Australia, Indian technology is used in drilling, in banking and financial services, in social media, and all walks of life. Even there are people working for small outfits in the United States with only 10 employees, and the entire operations are supported out of India. So I'm not talking about the BPO per se, but I'm only talking about the high-end creme de la creme of the outsourcing work. Having said that, the technology is very prevalent. We can find manpower very easily when it comes to technology, logical thinking, and aptitude. It is very difficult for Indians to go out there, show leadership skills, and also generate opportunities. And when I came out of my corporate job, I felt that is something that I should do instead of erecting another company. And then when I create another company, then there is no difference between what I'm doing and what others are doing. So I wanted to build a difference here by building a company. And we restricted our operations to helping other technology companies to sell better and faster. So these are very, very important words when we talk about our business. We help them sell better and faster. So I can take any other question that you have, any supplementary question. Will be more pleased to answer that.
Sell better and faster. I got the message. Okay, that's great. So if that is what your ultimate aim is to do, then I'm interested to understand how you have evolved a quite different go-to-market model to embrace new ways of working, social media, engaging prospects and customers in different ways to provide insights, but also to sell those services. Can you tell us a little bit more about that journey?
Actually, Jeremy, it's a very interesting question. And when I speak, I may put off some of my industry colleagues, but nevertheless, I will speak. There is a lead generation platform across all companies, whether you take IT companies or any other company. There is a outsourced activity, and there are thousands and thousands of emails are being sent out. The whole idea is that if I send 100,000 email, I will get 100 leads out of it. So the cost of doing this is humongous. They have to maintain team, they have to maintain CRM, and they have to create campaigns. And then they have to ensure that the ISPs don't shut them out because they tend to spam many times. The customer database is not up to date. And if they want to acquire customer database, they have to pay very heavy price through the nose to get the qualified data. And there are database companies back there in US who are thriving and charging up to the extent of subscription of $30,000 for qualified data. So, in all of this, the data has become very important. So when we talk about artificial intelligence or we talk about anything else, even the client data is absolutely very important. So we were actually grappling with these situations, and the cost of doing this lead generation was very, very high. So we said, okay, fine. Why can't we use something which is already there at a minimum cost or sometimes free of cost? So we put our brains together and we devised a strategy where we built a platform. The platform is called Top Brass, and it actually helps circulate the marketing messages using purely social media. There are a couple of advantages of doing that. One, you're not spending a lot of money for sending emails. That means when you send an email, you have to prep your CRM, you have to customize, automate all of that. You have to plug in your client data plugins, and then you have to have a very highly qualified, expensive marketing manager to create campaigns and create your drip strategies. So we said, okay, fine, we can get rid of all of that, and we can purely focus on the social media. And I will just, without meaning any pun, if there could be somebody called Casanova and you never know who's Casanova, because he can be a CIO of Merrill Lynch, but his social media account is Casanova. So you can't afford to ignore this person if you want to address him. And if you want to send an email to him, it is next to impossible that your message will reach him. So I think the best place to catch your client is social media. And then you can't ignore you can't focus just on one social media. You have to cover the entire market, because each social media brings different value proposition. So our platform, when we started 3 years back, was integrating all social media and allowing our clients to publish their marketing messages effectively at a very, very low cost. And that is how we built our traction for our business. And today we have about 1,500 clients. All of them are startups and SMEs. And to take the story further, even before the pandemic, we came across a very peculiar situation. And this affects every business, every individual. The situation is, how do I differentiate yourself? Because everybody talks the same language. If there are automation players, then there are 1,000 others in the market, and they don't know how to differentiate themselves. So we were actually breaking our head in order to differentiate our clients. I mean, we are not talking about the entire industry. We're only talking about the bunch of clients which are with us. And out of 1,500, 50 of them are doing the same thing. So how do we help them differentiate among the 50? So we started our channel with the same name. As you can see on this side is Akulmach. We started off on YouTube. And the idea being that we will call the CIOs and let them narrate their story. So this way they can differentiate. They will have a different storyline. They will have a different ideology behind their solution. They will have a different mission, and they will have a life goal. So then this is how we started back there in the middle of 2019. When we started, the traction was very limited because people were shying away. They said, hey, I can talk, but I don't know how to face the camera. So we grappled with these situations. We had to convince our clients, hey, this is something we will help you with. We will guide you how to speak. And then after a few tries, you can become expert in that, and so on and so forth. So luckily for us, when pandemic happened, we were already there on the platform. We had a running channel where we were calling a lot of people and interviewing them. And then after February in 2020, it really picked up. Today, we are making up to 5 to 6 videos every day. A couple of months back, YouTube also recognized us as a serious business channel in India. And we have a growth of almost like 300% just within 1 year. Today, the content availability on the channel is 10,000 hours. And we have also not dependent only on YouTube. We have also invested in this platform. And we have invested in studio. We have invested in broadcasting system. We have also invested in streaming platforms. So we are not saying that we are only available on YouTube. We are actually streaming live on multiple platforms. And then people are coming every day to talk about something or the other. So this is what we do to help our clients to sell again better and faster.
Well, this is the bit that I really love, and the word prolific, I think, was made for you, CK, and Akulmach Technologies, because this video production that you've done, and let's not forget those videos don't just cover business; it covers life, it covers all sorts of things. And I would urge anybody to go onto it, and you'll be able to see the links at the end of this video to go and explore CK's channels on the YouTube, because they're in all sorts and shapes of sizes, all sorts of topics. And I'm quite interested to understand, CK, as well as being benefits from that, from your target customer, if you like, and the customers that you've got, how does this benefit sort of the broader community? Because of course this is accessible to everyone, and there's a lot of insight there, 10,000 hours of learning, if you like.
It's a very good question, Jeremy. In fact, what happens is that as the old Chinese saying is, art of war is not war, basically. So it is same thing for us. Art of selling is not by selling at all. And many people don't understand this. So the idea is that if you come and say, hey, my solution is A, B, C, I can help you by doing X, Y, Z, and things like that, then again, you're getting into Me Too category. So you have to get out of Me Too and then you have to build your own brand. So I think branding is very important. So the idea is that if your logo and your face is visible to people, you start getting recognized, and then they started knowing you as a CEO, as a leader in the industry. And when you're coming every second day or third day on some pretext or the other, then you don't have to really sell your product because the selling is happening automatically, indirectly. So you have an opinion on something which is happening in and around. You have a leadership journey. You have some technology white paper which you want to do present. I mean, the product is still 6 months away, but then you want to talk about it today. You have an opportunity to do that. So things like that. So Jeremy, we have about 7 to 8 tracks. Uh, different types of program where people have an opportunity to talk about different things, and we tend to keep it non-political, non-religious based. So only these two things are not allowed on our channel, but anything else is allowed.
Well, I remember listening to one, I'm sure it was about whether colonization of Venus was possible or Venus's moons. And I didn't even know I was interested in that until I started listening to it live. I was listening to the live stream and forced to comment and was really excited by the end of it to think, God, but this is really possible. And we could find water there. And what would that mean? It's really, really amazing. So from almost like a consumer perspective, it's not just about what you can bring from a business side, from the business side of things. It's that engagement which really helps. And then you start to, like you say, you start to see a little bit wider and what you're doing. So presumably for really the last question is a very apt question for 2020 is presumably you were well set up coming into 2020 to deal with the challenges of the pandemic. You're already on social media. You already had a go-to-market model, which was around these technologies. But I'm sure there have been learnings for you. So how has your journey through 2020 informed what you will do differently, perhaps in 2021?
Jeremy, I think the 2020 has given us a lot of learning. There's a lot of new ideas that has come up, and we have also learned how to downsize without affecting the business. So I think this is the one thing that we have done. We have grown to about 20 people in 3 years, but we have now downsized to about 10. So almost 50% of the workforce we have redeployed or they have moved on. We have to accept the reality of life because there is no operational side of activities. So the operational people have been not there in the organization now. Going forward in 2021, we want to leverage on the digital platform because we believe that whatever changes last year has happened will continue because we have obviously seen advantages in this new system riding on the digital bandwagon. And the biggest advantage we get in India is that so far we have been restricted in terms of manpower hiring in only major cities and ignoring the C-class cities and D-class cities, which are much interior. India is a very large country, and we need to go deeper into finding out the right resource and right skill sets. I'm sure that is available at a lower cost, even better quality. So we are actually going to implement virtual office, complete virtual office for our company, where we don't have to depend on brick and mortar establishments anymore. So the software will have online streaming. It will have breakout meeting rooms. It will have a coffee session. It will have attendance system. It will also have how much time each employee spent. Yet they can be anywhere in the world. So I think next year we want to do that, and we also want to rope in more and more startups and tell them, hey, come and leverage our platform because we can make a difference.
You certainly can make a difference, CK, and I've seen that myself. I've been part of the journey with you and very grateful for that as well. And been really impressed by how you are constantly reinventing and re-looking at the business as a business leader, but also to integrate the newer technologies that are coming thick and fast. And this can only benefit startups, small businesses, entrepreneurs like me as well moving forward. So I'd like to really thank you for joining us, CK. And I'm sure there are many listening and watching this who would want to get in touch. So how do people get in touch with you, and where do they go?
Well, they can write to me. My email is very simple. It is ck@akulmach.com. So it's very easy for anyone, anywhere in the world to remember, because I think it's a good brand. So they can write to me directly.
Great. And we'll make sure that we put the links on also for you right now so that you can go and visit the YouTube channels and take a look. So CK, thanks very much for joining us. It's a very enjoyable and enlightening conversation. Much appreciated.
My pleasure, Jeremy.
Thank you for joining our Guest Practices videocast. Please do subscribe to our YouTube channel through the link below, or check out our website to access more in our current series of expert interviews.